What up? Welcome to the second episode of Real Shit and Real Issues with your host for the most, Zian Harrington. Men, today's lesson will be illustrated for you and for your health only. I'm going to be addressing 8 signs that clearly indicate chances are she'll break your heart. So, sign number 1. A woman who kisses you very quickly. A woman who kisses you really quickly is saying one thing in particular to you. A woman who wants you around and wants more of you and wants your attention and is interested in you and actually likes having you around isn't going to kiss you very quickly to tell you get the fuck out. You may have heard that the secret to a great kiss is to go 90% of the way, okay? And you wait for the other person to come the other 10. Now, you've probably heard that from the movie Hitch, where in the scene where Hitch is explaining to Albert how to kiss Allegra. Well, it's true. The secret to a great kiss is to come 90% and wait for the other person to come the other 10. You don't go the whole fucking 100% of the way. A woman who gives 100% of her energy in the kiss is telling you one thing. When she does that, she's essentially telling you to fuck off. She kisses you very quickly. She comes 100% of the way. She's saying, okay, shoo, I've had my fun with you. I'm sick of you. I'm bored with you. I'm done. Get the fuck out. That's what a woman who kisses you very quickly is saying to you. She's saying that she's bored with you and she wants you. She basically is done with you for the moment. She doesn't want anything more to do with you. She's had her fill. She's had enough of you. Okay? I've had girls do that with me before, where they'd come in. I'm just talking to them. All of a sudden, and we're talking about leaving each other, going our separate ways, and all of a sudden, she just kisses me out of nowhere. Comes the whole 100% of the way. Doesn't even wait 90 and then gives me the other 10 to come. Doesn't give me the opportunity to come the other 10% of the way. She'll come at me 100% of the way. Okay, a woman who really likes you, who wants to see more of you, who actually enjoys your company, will not kiss you so quickly and go 100% of the way to say fuck off. Okay, sign number 1. Sign number 2. She's not motivated to do anything with her life. Now, gentlemen, my prerogative is that a woman who isn't motivated to do shit with her life isn't going to be motivated to... There's nothing that's going to motivate her to be in a relationship with you. Now, don't take it personal. The way I see it is that if she doesn't have any clear-cut goals for her future or aspirations as to what she wants to do with her life, what's going to motivate her to want to be with you? If this girl just sits around the fucking house all goddamn day, eating ice cream and watching soap operas, what the fuck makes you think that she's going to have the motivation or the desire to want to be with you? If this chick doesn't do anything with her life but sit around like a fucking couch potato or wait for people to take care of her, what makes you think that she would want to be with you, or that in the end it would turn out happily ever after? My thoughts exactly. So, in conclusion, a woman that isn't motivated to do shit with her life or doesn't know what she wants to do with her life is basically not going to have the motivation to continue a relationship with you, flat out. Sign number 3. She agrees with everything you said. Now, when women do this, they do it out of fear that if they weren't to bow down to you, if certain girls will do this with the fear in mind that if they don't bow down to you or agree with everything that you say, that you won't like them anymore. Really, women with self-esteem issues and confidence, and who lack even a normal amount of confidence to say, hey, I'm a fun person, do this. Okay? A girl who does this, she'll sit here and cop an attitude with a dude that she's not into or whatever. But then when it comes down to a dude who's got a strong personality, a man who's got a strong personality and he's very interesting and she likes him, she'll bow down to him and practically just do everything that she wants him to do. She'll agree with him. If she's got an issue, she won't raise an issue. If something pisses her off for even a slight minute, or she feels disrespected, she'll just lay down for him. A woman who's confident, if she's got an issue to make out of something, she'll bring it up. You know, she won't immediately become hostile towards you, but she'll say something about it, and she won't just bow down to you. Issue, sign number 4. If all of her past boyfriends were maniacal control freaks, there's a good chance that she'll probably break your heart. Why? Because for a woman to be dating maniacal assholes says that she's essentially the same way. She's a control freak of a bitch. I had an epiphany the other day. I thought about this. I asked myself, what the fuck makes some of these girls want to date control freak asshole dudes? And I said, it's because they're the same way. Right? Well, that's true. If you can tell that this girl is trying to manipulate you, or you basically know that, like I said, most of her past relationships were with guys who went around trying to control her, she'll do the same to you. She's got a certain amount, she's got this type of frustration and anger built up in her that makes her want to do that to you and every guy that she gets involved with. Just because of the fact that it's been done to her. And the fact that she's a girl probably means that she's got a hard time. If she's got self-esteem issues, it probably means that she's carrying around emotional baggage. And if she's carrying around emotional baggage from those past relationships, it probably means that she's not able to let go of all of that pain and anguish that came along with all of her past boyfriends that were manipulative assholes. So she's going to take that anger and that frustration out on you. Purposefully or unintentionally or intentionally, she's going to do it. Sign number 5. A woman who always lets you win every argument probably isn't interested in you. It would go along with not being motivated to do anything with her life. When a woman just let's say there's a slight argument or a disagreement, she just lets her man win every time. Eventually, if a woman would agree with me every fucking time, it would send me a message. I'd start to think, are you even interested in me enough to want to continue this relationship? Or is the fact that we get into arguments and these arguments aren't that big of a deal? It basically communicates, if you're not willing to work this argument out with me and settle it with confidence and make sure that we can work it out so that we can find some common ground, it says that you're going to break my heart, you're going to leave me, you're not that interested in me, you know? When you love someone, even if you disagree with them or have a fight, you're going to argue with them because you're interested in what they have to say. You are genuinely interested in their opinion, but at the same time, you want to make sure that they understand you. You want to make sure that this person understands your perspective and where you're coming from so that they respect your opinion, okay? So if someone doesn't have the motivation to want to finish an argument with you or figure out a middle ground, they're basically saying, well, I don't respect you. I don't want to understand where you're coming from. I don't want to understand why it's that big of a deal to you. In essence, I'm not that interested in you. Bottom line. Let's see. Number 6. She always talks about mistreating men or how she plays them for fools. Women who do this do it for a very good reason. And I've fallen in love with women like this before. I know women like this. I've gotten involved with women like this. Against my better judgment, or for lack of my better judgment at the time. And now I'm smart enough to know, don't fuck with those women. Those type of women they're jilted lovers, okay? They're manipulative, they're fucked up, they're twisted, cruel, conniving. They've got a few screws loose. Women who play men for fools and mistreat them have had that done to them in the past by other men. They're emotionally damaged. They've had other men hit it and quit it, fuck them and leave them, whatever, use them for sex, all sorts of fucked up shit. So women who do that to other men had it done to them. And it makes them feel good to know that they're doing it to men. Even they may be doing it to men who've never done it to them, who have never hurt them, who don't have any intention of hurting them. They'll do it for the reason that it makes them feel good to know that they're getting back at the rest of the world for the shit that was done, unjustifiably done to them. Okay? They treat men like that because it makes them feel good to know that they can treat men, they can do that to them because it was done to them. That's the basic idea. Don't go for those type of women. That's all I have to say. Oh, one more thing about that. These type of girls will give you the idea. They will implant the idea in your head that they're interested in you, either by their body language or their actions. They'll touch you, they'll rub up on you, they'll make physical contact with you. They'll ask you to hang out with them more and more. They're putting on an act. This type of girl is very easy to spot out, and she's giving you the idea that she's into you, wants to be with you, sexually interested in you, whatever, when she's really not. Don't fall for it. She's a coquette. Issue number 7. She always talks about herself. A chick that always talks about herself don't give a fuck about you as a man. She can give a fuck about what you got to say. She can give a fuck less about your opinion. She can give a fuck less about how you feel while you're around her. She just wants to get her opinion out. She wants to be heard. She wants she wants your attention. She wants someone to agree with her 100% of the time exactly the way she sees the world. If she doesn't ask you about you, she doesn't ask you about your day or how you're doing, or she doesn't take an interest in what you're in, or she only does it on rare instances, she's not into you. She'll break your damn heart. She doesn't give a fuck about you. That's all I have to say. Issue number 8 and final. This girl's got daddy issues. A woman who's never had a proper father figure in her life has a very hard time loving other men because of the fact that she's never had a man teach her how to love. She's never had a man be there for her and show her how to love other men. She's never had a guy show her, a man make that connection with her. Let's say her dad beat her as a kid or raped her, or maybe he even ran out on her at a certain age. Maybe she never even saw his face. A woman who's got daddy issues is not well equipped to love other men. She doesn't know how to form that connection because she's never had that connection. She chases after assholes. Most of the time, women with daddy issues chase after assholes because of the fact that they're predictable. They know what these assholes are going to do compared to these nice guys. They'll look at this asshole. Okay, look at this asshole over here, and they'll say, I know what he's going to do. He's going to run out on me. One of these days, he's just going to leave me, and I'm never going to hear from him again. So I don't even have to worry about him doing that. Okay? Now, she's looking at this incredibly nice guy over here or whatever, the guy who treats her right. Maybe he's not even a nice guy. Let's say he's a real alpha male, or let's say he's a good guy. She's going to look at him and say, well, he likes me now, or his actions shows me that he likes me now. Well, what's to stop him from running out on me later on, just like my dad did? That's basically how she sees it. She knows the asshole is going to treat her like shit, get what he wants from her, and then just bounce. She doesn't have to worry about some guy coming into her life and leaving when she knows he's going to do it. She doesn't want to get involved with a guy that actually indicates that he likes her because she's afraid that she'll fall in love with him. He'll run out on her the same way that her dad did. That's all for today, and those are the 8 signs that indicate she'll break your heart. I hope you took away something very vital from what I've had to say, and I hope you take it to heart. I'll see you next time on Real Shit and Real Issues. Later.